Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Our headlines today. Good morning. It's Friday, the 9th of April. Our top story this morning. Plans to reopen international travel for holidaymakers from England have been unveiled with a requirement to pay for coronavirus tests.
The government stopped short of saying if foreign trips can resume next month, but has also outlined a so-called traffic light system, which will be used to categorise countries based on risk.
Yes, we will find out more about the system and how it's intended it should work. We will be joined by the Transport Secretary, Grant Shapps. That's on Breakfast here at around 7:30 this morning. If you have any questions, let us know this morning. We'll get more detail then.
Other news to bring you. There has been another night of rioting in Belfast with petrol bombs, fireworks and stones thrown at police.
Officers used water cannon for the first time in 6 years in an attempt to restore order, as James Reynolds now reports.
From today, everyone in England has access to 2 rapid coronavirus tests a week, which can provide results in around 30 minutes.
The lateral flow kits will be available at testing sites, pharmacies and through the post. Here's our health correspondent, Dominic Hughes.
Now, Muslims who observe the Islamic holy month of Ramadan are being reassured that receiving a coronavirus vaccination will not break their fast.
From Monday evening, many will refrain from food and drink during daylight hours. Harry Farley has this report. Let's take a look at the weather. Friday morning, 11 minutes past 6, and Sarah's there for us today. This week, I tell you what, there has been a lot of variation in the weather. Where's it going next?
There has. Very much. See you later.
Now, as bars and restaurants across England make preparations to reopen and welcome customers outdoors, of course, looking ahead to next week, some are looking for creative ways to keep punters warm and dry.
One landlord has fallen foul of government guidelines, though, after spending £50,000 on an outdoor dining area, only to be told it breaks the rules. Will Glennon has more. As marquees, if it's going to be called a marquee goes, that was very nice.
Also, yeah, it did look nice. Sadly, not within
Obviously
the regulations. There you go.
Let's take a look at the papers, shall we? So much we don't know, isn't there? You got one? Shall I go?
Yeah, go for it.
I like this story. So it's very unpeaceful.
He's also a police officer.
Yes.
So he's followed in the family
so he's
dynasty.
followed in his family footsteps. I just thought it was a lovely story and a lovely community and people who made an impact.
What
so,
was it?
Yeah.
What was his great-granddad called again? It was
John Tubby Stevens, and Dan is the first in his family since PC John Tubby Stevens to join the Leicestershire Police.
There'll be some people who've never heard of that song, The Laughing Policeman.
Look it up. It makes me laugh. When you watch it, it makes you laugh. Dan did say he really wants to live up to the bar that his great-great-great-great-grandfather set, but he doesn't want to adopt his size.
And just this is so small, it's not even worth my while holding it up. I'll tell you the story anyway. This is from the United States, an unreleased album by Prince.
Yes, I've seen this.
Oh, you've seen this already?
So excited.
Because you're on the inside track on this.
No,
but I hadn't heard
fan.
this. So Prince died 5 years ago, and a new album is going on sale. New material called Welcome to America. This is recorded in 2010, so it's going back some time. And a lot of people, you probably knew this then, that he stashed away
so much
a lot of material that was literally put in kind of vaults, and as gradually they've been taken out. So this is material that no one's heard before.
If you're a Prince fan, one of the best musicians in the world, in my humble opinion, this is mega exciting.
Well, it's due out on July the 30th, and there is, I mean, even if you're not a Prince fan, there always is some kind of curious fascination in music that's released after someone's passed away, because you kind of think you've heard what they had to offer, and then something emerges.
I think he was so innovative, though, as well, that whatever comes out will feel new and of this time. Just because he was
July
brilliant.
30th is the date for that release.
It's coming up to 20 minutes past 6. Good morning to you. Now, the Body Mass Index, BMI, has long been used to determine if someone is of a healthy weight. But now there are calls for the government to scrap usage of the term.
MPs on the Women and Equalities Committee say it doesn't help people with eating disorders and causes anxiety about body imagery. As Breakfast, John Maguire has been finding out.
Now, in response to this, a spokesperson for the Department of Health and Social Care has said, "We are committed to improving outcomes for those with eating disorders and related mental health issues, with record funding to expand dedicated services in the community."
Statement goes on to say our approach is guided by the latest research and emerging evidence. So we'll have more on that story throughout the programme this morning, because one way or another, it will affect a lot of people. Body imagery, BMI specifically, whether the merits of that. If you've had thoughts on that, do let us know this morning.
Now, after 6:30, Ben is going to be at Gatwick Airport for us. We're going to be...
Time to get the news, travel and the weather where you are.
Hello, you're watching Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Let's see what's coming up on breakfast.
We're waiting to hear more details about when and how foreign travel can resume.
And Ben's at Gatwick Airport for us.
We're waiting to hear more details about when and how foreign travel can resume.
And Ben's at Gatwick Airport for us. Morning to you, Ben. I mean, there's been so much talk around foreign travel, holidays, how it's going to work, the practicalities, and we're finding out a little bit more about how this might play out in practice. Still many questions.
Talking to the CEO of Heathrow Airport, and some of those points that were brought up we'll be bringing up with the Transport Secretary, Grant Shapps. We're talking to him at 7:30.
Right now, though, it's time for the sport. Mike's...
Thanks very much, Mike.
Weather has a bearing on all those things, doesn't it? Sarah, how's it going to be for those runners and riders tomorrow, for everyone else across the weekend as well?
Morning.
Cool.
Yes.
Why not? Stylish, potentially. Yeah. Who knows? Why not do that?
Take your own blanket as well.
6:48 is the time. So we're talking about pubs and restaurants, retail shops as well. In amongst all the things that are opening, you may or may not notice, theme parks are also opening on Monday.
Includes Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which this year celebrates its 125th anniversary. And Dan Johnson is... I'm so impressed with Dan. I mean, what about that? A day of filming where you have to go on all those rides, which, I don't know, as an adult, it loses its appeal.
If that is your thing, that'll be such a delight. Just round the corner for anyone who's going to go on a theme park.
My stomach did actually flip as I saw him go up. Time to get the news, travel, hopefully it's very calm travel, and weather wherever you are. We'll see you with the headlines at 7. Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Our headlines today.
Good morning. It's Friday the 9th of April. Our top story is that plans to reopen international travel for holidaymakers from England have been unveiled, with a requirement to pay for coronavirus tests.
The government has stopped short of saying if foreign trips can resume next month, but has outlined a so-called traffic light system which will be used to categorise countries based on risk. Worth saying, we will be speaking to the Transport Secretary, Grant Shapps, here on Breakfast. It's in not long now, about 20 minutes' time, 7:30 this morning. Get some more detail on the practicalities of how that system might work.
Other news to bring you, 6 minutes past 7 is the time. There's been another night of rioting in Belfast with petrol bombs, fireworks and stones thrown at police. Officers
used water cannon for the first time in 6 years in an attempt to restore order, as James Reynolds now reports.